Hi everyone, welcome to Learning by Doing with Praveen Kandan. This is Praveen. In this Java object-oriented programming playlist, we will learn OOPS concepts from the scratch. This is Java OOPS programming session number 73, tight coupling versus loose coupling. If you are serious about learning, then like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates. Please click the bell icon and select all notification. Don't use personalized option. You may miss some session updates. Let's get started. So first we'll discuss about problem number one, tight coupling. What does mean that a tight coupling? So client is directly depends on a specific class. So here we are taking the example as a SBA ATM. So we are creating the object for the SBA ATM class. User program knows exactly the class name, implementation details, that is a definition of that function, bank specific behavior. So these details user should know. Why we are telling this as a problem means if tomorrow SBI ATM is replaced by HDFC or some ABC ATM or ATM logic changes, then client code must be modified. So that is client or user code should be modified because now ATM is changed. Am I right? So again you are creating instead of this SBI ATM in the client code we have to change it HDFC, tomorrow maybe ICC, some other ABC bank. So client is not independent here. Client is dependent on some ATMs. So small change, if you're doing the ATM changes, you have to rewrite the code and recompilation, retest it. So real world meaning ATM user should not care which bank ATM it is. Am I right? This is the important thing. ATM user should not care which bank ATM it is because as a bank account holder, they can utilize the services as a bank, but they should not care about which bank ATM it is. Am I right? Whatever it is, they should utilize the basic bank facilities like withdraw money, deposit, so and so. They should not depend upon like this. Am I right? So this is the problem. We are telling it as a tight coupling, depending on someone. Depending on someone. That is what you're telling. Client is not independent. Okay, because if the ATM is changing, again we are writing the code in the client area instead of SBI ATM. Some other bank is coming, we have to change the client code. So this is what we are telling us, a client code must be modified. So client is not independent. So problem two, what is that means? Ought to replace. Ought to replace ATM. No flexibility scenario. This is the SBI bank today we are using. Tomorrow new ATM mission, new bank partnership, new ATMs are okay. So you can't replace SBI ATM without changing the client code, rebuilding an application, retest everything. Because new ATM is coming, again you have to change in the client code, rebuild the application, then retest everything. Even though you already tested the application, again you have to retest it because ATM machine is changed. Our bank partners has been changed, our ATM software has been upgraded. Again you have to do this because client is locked to new SBI ATM. Real-time example, ATM audio hardware should be replaceable like remove old machine and install new one, user continue as usual. I'm right, this is what the reality. If the machine is changed, okay, our bank is changed, remove the old machine, install the new one, user continues as usual. Because in a ABC area you are there, okay, in India in ABC area you are there, okay, so you are already using some XYZ bank. If ABC area bank is changed, that is ATM is changed, still you are working in that XYZ bank only. That is you are the account holder of XYZ bank. Only the ATM machine is changed. So why as a user we should worry about that? Some other machine will come. Should use as usual. Why we have to modify our code here? Okay. But here user program breaks. Am I right? Because you are depending upon that one particular ATM, example here SB ATM. This is the problem occurring now. Okay, we have to tackle that. So problem three, no enforced standard. No enforced standard. What is that they are telling you? What is missing here? There is no common rule saying every ATM must provide insert card, enter pin, withdraw as a common function names. There is no common functions names. So far, I'm telling as per this. Okay. So there is no common rule saying every ATM must provide insert card, enter pin, withdraw cash. they should not. I mean, they should follow the same coding standard, same function names. They're not telling like this. So what can go wrong if we are not using that? Because so far we are explaining only the problems only. So solution we'll discuss later. First, you try to understand what are the problems we are facing. So another developer may write a low class local ATM. They are writing the methods public void insert card, public void withdraw cash. Compiler allows it. ATM gives cash without pin verification. ATM gives cash without pin verification. Why compile allows means because no interface, no contract, no enforcement. Logical failure, not syntax error. So you may ask, what's the problem with this? What's the problem with this? So we'll go with the example. I'm already take some useful examples. You can easily understand now instead of telling in a theoretical manner. Just a minute. First, try to understand what's the problem is occurring. Problem two we have discussed. Problem three, no enforced standards. So after discussing problem 4, we will have the examples. So then you can easily understand. Wait. See here. Here, what's the problem? That problem number 3 means no enforced standard. We have mentioned every ATM must provide insert card, enter pin, withdraw cash. This is the rule, okay, but no one is telling like this so far, okay. So there is no common rule saying what can go wrong means another developer may write insert card, withdraw cash, but there is no possibility of checking your pin number. Who is going to validate it? So I assume that we have forget to give that implementation enter pin. So what is happening? Compiler allows it. ATM gives cash without pin verification. Without pin verification, anyone can withdraw the money. Am I right? This is the major threat, biggest issue. So without verifying the PIN, how will do this operation, inserting the card and then withdraw cash? So if card is validated or not, after that PIN number is validated or not. So without giving this, it will executing. Compilers allows it because there is no restrictions on that. So whether we should implement all this method. Okay, this is the problem. Why compiler? Because no interface. We are not using any interface or contract or enforcement. This is logical failure, not syntax error. I hope you're clear this what I'm telling. Enter pin is missing here, but compiler is allowing. So this is the problem. Next, fourth one, client must trust implementation. The user assumes that ATM.enter pin is working as per their services. Okay, enter pin is working. ATM.withdraw cache is also working, but compiler won't give the guarantee. I'm right. So definitely it will check the enter pin number, all these functions are working or not. No standard ensures correctness. Errors appearing during execution or usage only. Am I right? Without pin number, you are doing the operation means it's a major threat. So the persons will share to everyone without pin number. We can validate. So what will happen? Everyone will withdraw the money. So a huge crash here. Okay. So problem is occurring. Root cause of all problems is client depends on concrete class instead of abstraction. Now only abstraction is coming to the picture. Wait. Okay. So client depends on concrete class. Which class this eight SBI ATM. Because new ATM is coming, local ATM coming. Okay. Still it is client is depending on that what is that SBI ATM. There is no common rule, so local ATM also should follow the same thing. So what are the expectations in that what is that client on SB ATM? They follows that only. They don't know what is happening in that local ATM. Again, they are going to rewrite it. Okay, so this is what you're telling. Client depends on content class instead of abstraction. We'll discuss with the real-time example. See here, scenario, no standard ATM role, no abstraction. What will happen? Now you can able to understand why we are telling client depends on content class instead of abstraction. No abstraction means first developer creates this ATM. First developer creates this ATM. Okay, what is that? SBI underscore ATM. Enter pin, withdraw cache is available. Client program usage user.java. So we are creating the object for SBI ATM, ATM.enter pin, and then ATM.withdraw cache. ATM.withdraw cache. SBI pin, what will happen? If I'm calling this method ATM.enter pin, SBI pin accepted. Next ATM.withdraw cache means cache withdrawn from SBI ATM, cash withdrawal from SBI ATM. Okay, everything works, no issues. Next, new ATM developer is coming. Okay, new ATM developer is coming. Problem starts now because a new ATM developer creates another ATM, but there is no standard telling which methods to implement. So they are doing just like that. What is that? New bank ATM is a class name. Void input pin. Take money. So two methods. Okay, they are using different methods. Actually, previously what you have used, enter pin, withdraw cash. Enter pin, withdraw cash. Now what they're telling, input pin, take money. So client tries to replace this ATM. Okay, client tries to replace ATM users. See a new ATM bank, but user still bigger depending on that what methods. ATM dot enter pin, that is existing class SB ATM enter pin withdraw cash. In case they are not modifying the function name, still they are using the previous one. This is the issues because new ATM user bank is writing some other function names. Service is same, but the function names are different. Input pin take money, but what we are using enter pin withdraw cash. Compile them error will come. Okay, compile them error will come. It's not matching here. Okay, can't find simple method enter pin. Why this happen means no interface, no abstract class, no rule defining the required method. Same methods we are using anywhere. Each developer writes their own design. Compiler had no guarantee that ATM all ATMs support the same operation. Compiler had no guarantee that all ATMs support the same operation. And then you may miss that pin number also. Okay, here you are giving the definition. You may forget to give the call this function input pin also, even if you're using like this. So these are the problems you may face. So client expects enter pin, withdraw cash, but new ATM provides input pin and take money. So mismatch compile error will come. So what you can learn means without abstraction, a client depends on the concrete class. So client must trust implementation. That is what they are expecting. This causes method match, compile errors, order replacement, and unsafe design issues. Okay. So these are the problems we may expect. Okay, without using this abstraction concepts and all. Okay. Just a minute, I'll go with the code. I hope you can able to understand what's the problems occurring here. So this is the biggest threat. Next, we'll move on to the ATM example, same thing with abstract class. What's the solution? So abstract class here, partial agreement. It provides why you're telling is a partial. Will tell you. Wait. So abstract class provides rules and then some implementation. What is the rules in the sense? Abstract methods you have to declare, and then followed by non-abstract method, concrete methods also having the implementation. Abstract method means we all discussed in our previous session. Prerequisite, please watch the previous session. So there is no method definition and all, only declaration. That is called as abstract method with the help of abstract keyword. There is no method definition, only declaration. What about your concrete methods? Have implementation. So that is non-abstract method or concrete method of the implementation. We already discussed concrete method also in the previous session. Can you refer it? It have the implementation. The method have the body. Okay. So here what I'm doing means abstract class is the partial agreement. So why I'm telling it is a partial agreement means go to that abstract class. What is that? ATM abstract. Yeah. Look here. This is our abstract class. So use the keyword abstract first of all. In our previous session we have discussed. So what are the abstract methods? So insert card, enter pin, withdraw cash, all are preceded by the keyword abstract. So then only it will be treated as abstract class. I mean abstract method. In case if you are not giving that abstract keyword, it will throw an error because normal non-abstract method means you have to give the definition. Okay, you have to use that flower parenthesis and then use the definition. You have to give the definition or implement like this. You have to give it. Okay, then only error will move. So abstract method means definition is not required. So instead of that, we just give the abstract keyword alone. Okay. So why you're telling us your rules means, so what are the methods you have declared, you have to implement it in the another class. Okay. Or the other class should be a child class. That class should be abstract one. Okay, again repeating. So if you're using this abstract method, definitely you have to implement in some other class. Okay, child class should implement this class, so this definition should be present in some other class, or the next class should be the child class of this abstract class, and added to this, that classes also should be the abstract. Okay, so this is the rules. If you are declaring here, you have to implement by the child class, or the child class should be a abstract class. This is the key point. Okay. Next, another one, concrete method, because this the non-abstract method, it having the definition. So welcome message, welcome to ATM service. Why you are telling us a partial agreement means, here they are following the abstraction means, what is that? Hiding the implementation and showing only the functional to the user. Here hiding is happening. Okay, you are hiding the implementation details, showing only the functionality. But added to this, what you're showing, concrete method. So it is the reason we are telling abstract class is achieving 0 to 100 percentage. Okay, 0 to 100 percentage. That is, if you are not giving this method, this is 100 percentage abstraction. But if you are using the concrete method, so partially you are achieving the abstraction, hiding the partially 50 percentage you are achieving the abstraction, remaining is not achieving, because you are transparently showing the method definition, welcome message, and you are defining, because abstraction means, what is that? Hiding the implementation details and showing only the functional to the user. You are achieving but 50 percentage, remaining you are showing to everyone. Okay, so this is the problem with that. Okay, next, service provider. Previously we have abs- uh, de- defined that abstract class. Next, we are giving the service provider that is implementing this methods. So go to that service provider, SBI ATM. So what are the methods I have declared in this abstract method? Mandate I have to implement it. In case if I forget to give it, see here, this is the advantage. This is the advantage. So the type SBI ATM must implement the inherited abstract method. Are you clear? So this is the advantage. In case if you're using the normal methods, I'll show you at last end of session. If you're using the normal methods, it won't tell anything. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, now just try to understand what all the methods you have declared here. You have to implement it in the child class. Otherwise, the child class should be an abstract one. In case if I'm not giving this, so how to compensate this issue means, making this abstract, this class as a abstract. So now the problem is sorted out. Okay, either you should implement that methods, or you should make this class as a abstract. So same thing for pin number also, and then withdraw cash. Next, all abstract methods implemented can reuse common logic anywhere. This, now we are again providing the solution, because in our previous what we have discussed issue, tight coupling. So if new ATM is company, they are writing some new function names, so that creates a problem. Am I right? So each and every time we are modifying it. So here the problem is sorted out. Wherever you are going, so use this ATM abstract methods. Okay, what are the ATM? We'll use the same functions here. Insert card, enter pin, withdraw cash, no issues. So what all the methods you have declared? Just extend that abstract class, implement it. Okay, void insert card, enter pin, withdraw cash. We are overriding that. Depends upon, so HDFC or whatever ATM is company, same method names. We are changing that logic alone. That's it. So now the problem is sorted out. This is what we are telling, loose coupling. Our client is not dependent on that concrete class, ATM class. So here independently we are acting now. Full freedom to us. See here, full freedom given to us. This is the main function. Class name ATM user. I am creating the abstract class left side as a reference variable. Okay, as usual, to achieve the runtime policy. Left side I'm giving the parent class ATM abstract. After that, ATM equal to new SB ATM. So whatever the new changes I can change here after only in right side. Okay, so runtime only it will be decided. New SB ATM function will be called. Before that, ATM abstract ATM only will be there. We will discuss in the upcasting concept. Prerequisites, please watch the previous session to achieve the runtime polymorphism. So left side you have to write the parent class, right side you have to use the child class name. Okay, here I'm creating object for child class. So new SB ATM. Previously at compile time, what we'll discuss means ATM abstract. You'll check at compile time ATM abstract. So ATM is the class is there. ATM dot will check. So welcome messages is present or not. Yes. After that, insert card. Yes. We are declared enter pin. Yes. Of course it is available. Withdraw cash. Of course available, done. So now it will be checked at during runtime. What will happen, new SB ATM, the object will be created in the heap memory. So now it will work for the this object SBI ATM. SB ATM will work. So ATM dot welcome message means what is happening means SB ATM class welcome message. What is the output? What's the method name we have used? Welcome message. So already what we have done here, you are already extending the ATM abstract. So it is extending the parent class also. In parent class method, it is also present in the SB ATM. What is the welcome message? Welcome to ATM service now. After that, what will happening? ATM dot insert card. So which object based on that SB ATM object? So what is happening? Insert card means in card inserted in SB ATM. Card inserted in SBI ATM. Next one, enter pin. So SBI ATM dot enter pin it works. Okay. Pin verified by SBI Bank. Final withdraw cash. So depends upon the SBI ATM. What are you doing? Cash dispensed by SBI ATM. So these are the important things. Next again, if you're doing this for HDFC ATM, see here, this is the advantage. Now client is not dependent on SBI ATM alone. In our previous example, tight coupling, it depends on SBI ATM. Here if new ATM is coming, it is also following the same protocol. Okay, it's because what are the functions defined in the abstract class, same methods used in the child class also. In the all the child class, you'll use the same methods, insert card, enter pin. Only the implementation is going to be changed. So this time calling ATM dot welcome message, it will give the greetings message, welcome to ATM service. Next, ATM dot insert card means new depends on the object HDFC ATM. So HDFC ATM, what is the insert card? Card inserted in HDFC ATM, PIN verified by HDFC Bank, withdraw cash is cash dispensed by HDFC ATM. This is what happening. Okay, you should clear with this. First, I'm exiting this code. Look at this output. First, SBI ATM messages will be displayed, followed by HDFC ATM messages will be followed. Now, see here, welcome to ATM service. And then 1 minute, will display that errands. Show me. See, welcome to ATM service. Card insert to SBI ATM. Then SBI ATMs are displayed, followed by hyphens for a differentiation. Next, welcome to ATM series. Card inserted in HDFC. PIN verified by HDFC. Cash dispensed by HDFC ATM. So this is what happening. First, fully executing on SBI ATM. Next one is depending on HDFC. So now you can able to understand why we are using this runtime polymorphism. So only if you are doing the changes, new ATM is coming. Right side alone you can change. The parent class remains same. So child class alone we can modify. This is what actual upcasting and then method overriding is also happening here. Followed by what is the domain it is achieving runtime polymorphism. Runtime only it is decided which function should be called. Okay, before compilation this parent class will act. I hope you clear these examples. This is what we are telling as a loose coupling. Why abstraction in class is useful means enforces standard rules. So these are the rules. So these methods you are going to use it. Wherever it is, you are going to implement. All allows code reuse. Once I declared here, I'm reusing everywhere. Removes duplication. Am I right? I'm not going to write the same function every time. So simply declare, I can use everywhere. Supports loose coupling because now ATM user, okay, see here. It's not depends on only SB ATM. It depends on not anyone. Loose coupling. So this ATM abstract class alone, if you're depending, then it's fine. Client is depends only on this abstract class. Supports only one more abstract class problem is supports only single inheritance because only one class is derivative. So if any machine is coming, easy replacement. So the client code is not depend on anyone. Okay, this is what I'm telling. Easy replacement, loose coupling. It is somewhat less flexible than interface. The reason, obviously, it is supporting the non-abstract methods also. So this is the reason we are telling 0 to 100% because abstraction means fully you should hide the data, but here partially you are showing the data to the user. The function definition they can able to see. Abstraction means you have to hide the data completely. Okay, hide the implementation details and showing only the functionality, but you are showing the implementation details here. Here it is hidden, but here it is displaying. So this is the difference we already discussed. Before getting the interface, I'll show you that problem also because then only can able to understand what previously we have the problem. For understanding purpose, I'm showing that then only can able to understand. No ATM rule, no abstraction, no standard ATM rule is applying here. Just a minute, we'll copy paste the code to save the time. SBI ATM. I'm creating one package tight coupling itself. Then only these names will not be collided. Otherwise, it will be conflict. So right click source, new class. What's the class name giving? Means SBI ATM. Here I'm giving com dot. So tight coupling. The package name. Copy that class. Okay. Next, another class created user. Enable that main function. So this is the normal execution. So creating object for that class SP ATM, then calling that methods. Okay, I'll close the remaining methods. So now the view is easy to understand. So these are SBI ATM, these are user.java. I'm executing this code. No standard rules we are following now because there is no abstraction is there. Okay, so we're getting the output. What is that? SBA 8 APIN accepted, cash withdrawn from the ATM. Okay. Next, what you're doing means everything works. New ATM developer is coming. New bank ATM is coming. Okay. I'm creating one more class now. So click finish. Then copy paste that function. See. So now client is trying to replace the ATM. Okay. Client tries to replace the ATM because now we are getting the new ATM. Here also I'm creating the object for new ATM because new ATM is arrived. So I'm giving new ATM bank. See here, now what's the error getting? ATM dot enter pin. This method is undefined for the new bank ATM because as a client we know, so these methods are working like that. Am I right? The existing methods input, what's the existing methods? Enter pin withdraw cash, but a new use of ATM is writing like input pin take money. If I'm doing this, throw an error. So what I do instead of this, I have to modify all the places. Am I right? So where and all it's coming. So I have to change that all the places. Input pin, withdraw cash means I have to give the take money. I have to modify entire code. Again, I have to build the code and then retest it. So it takes more time. Am I right? It takes more time. This is the problem we are facing here. Compile time error, can't find the symbol. Yes, we are not following any rules and regulation here. Abstract class is used, you'll use the same methods. Added to this, if I forget to call this function, take money or input pin itself, see here, if I'm not giving this, okay, if I'm not giving this, check it out. I'll execute without pin validation. This is the method threatening because I already having the method like input pin without pin verification and directly withdrawing. Is it right? It's a huge threat. Am I right? It's a huge crash in that application. It's a major threat. So you should not do that. I'm right. So if I forget to implement that function or call that function, this is the major problem. Even if I'm implemented here, but I'm not called. As a developer, we can do mistakes. So this is the biggest threat. In case if you are using it in abstract, okay, if you are using the abstract class, see here, what's the main ATM main.java, ATM main or what's that user, yeah, ATM user.java. Okay. Here the problem is, okay, so I will first open that SBA ATM file. See, these are the methods are here. What's the ATM abstract? These are the methods I declared here. See, what are the methods I declared here? Insert card. In case if I forget to implement that, now you'll get an error. What is that? SBA ATM must implement all the, okay, must implement all the inherited subtract method. So here what method I am giving, that method I have to implement it. Otherwise I should make this class as a abstract, so someone will give the implementation. You have to give like this. So the problem has been solved. This is the second solution. The first solution is you have to implement it. That is the rules we are defining. So what are the methods you are declared, we have to define this. Okay, all methods have to implement it. Plus calling or not calling is user choice. Okay, in case if you are not calling, no issues. Okay, so I'm executing this code. First SB, what is that, SB ATM alone without pin verification. Okay, see here. This is a card without card inserting. Okay, yes, insert card only I commented. So that is a user you have to verify. They are call all function. But important thing is, so what are the functions? Okay, what are the functions you have mentioned in the abstract class? You have to define it. Insert card enter withdraw means you have to give this three functions definition. But if you are normal without abstraction, if you are using, see here, without abstraction, if I'm giving calling area, I'll just skip it. You didn't give that. We'll go with the pin number better. I'm not giving the calling this pin number. I forget. Yeah, I forget. See here also I'm not giving that pin number. So only what will happen? Directly we'll call these two functions only. I mean directly we'll call these two functions only, and then it will move on. So where is that file? Wait, here. Yeah, here we having that. So I'll delete this lines here. These files are confusing, so I'll close the remaining files. These are the abstract class files. See, coming to the without abstraction tight coupling, these are the methods you are having. Okay, take money. I forget to call and implement the pin number itself. Without pin number validation, these classes are going to run. So it's not a right one. Am I right? Without calling this. So I'll save this, executing this. See, so what is happening means with money given, that's it. Without validation, whether without pin number we can able to do this operation. It's a major threat, am I right? So try to avoid this. This is what's the problem we have faced. Okay, it, without any rules. So this is the reason it abstract class is coming into the picture. Okay, what are the methods you have used? You have to declare, you have to implement that, and then call it. Okay. I hope you clear this session. I know this session is too long. Video size is also increased. Anyhow, at the end of the session, you have to understand what's the purpose of using this abstraction concept. Okay. I hope you clear this session. If you found this session useful, then like the video, subscribe to the channel for more update, and please share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.